Alright, so by now you probably already started bending this character around. Okay, and I'm glad for it. You know, you should test him out, see how he's working. And you can see he's probably an utter mess. I mean, I got bones that might make sense here, and they bend well because they were very far apart from each other. Okay, but up in this region, you know, I have this little area in here that I kind of set up where he has this bone that sticks out. And what this bone's whole property is to pivot this backpack up and down, just like that. So, as you can see, huge weighting issue. It's not even correctly bound at all. This is like hard as rock right here, and on the other side, same thing. It's like not even bending. Another thing I have set up is this, where this bone is actually controlling his eyeball, while this whole set is actually able to rotate his eye and head and helmet. Okay, and then I got these little bones up here that you can see that are having influence over the entire top of his head. So just a lot of little issues. So this might take a couple videos to kind of go through all this. Okay, so skin, go to bind pose. That will straighten him out. Let's fix his backpack first. Okay, so we know this piece right here is going to be as hard as rock, right? Because it's made out of metal. And if you didn't know that, it's made out of metal. And what we could do is paint the skin weights. But I'd rather see you utilize something else right now. I do all my weighting by hand. I always have. Very rarely do I ever use this tool. So I'm going to show you my method first and then this, and then you could choose. But in the classroom, I'd really rather have you do everything by hand. It just turns out so much nicer. All right, so let's just say from here down, this is going to be a very hard surface. Okay, so in here, on my side view, what I could do is go in here and go to the vertices. I have to turn bones off in order for this to work. Bones off. And I'm going to choose all the vertices in this area that are going to be hard as rock, which are going to be the ones on his body. Then I'm going to go over to General Editors, Component Editor, and I'm going to go over to a thing, Soft Skins. Okay, and this looks like an Excel spreadsheet, and you're probably cringing right now. Rightfully so. It is kind of tedious sometimes, but you know, if you can get this going real quickly, it's not that bad. Okay, so what I want to do is bind this to a bone in here that is rock hard. And what other one to bind it for is the root. Okay, that one will be never moving in any other direction. So it's metal. I want that. So here I find the bone root, and now you can see why we label all these. Okay, so clicking and dragging down highlights the entire column, and you can see I have 9, 9, 9, 8, 3, 9, 7, 8. And remember when I said a long time ago, remember, ones and zeros. Okay, so this isn't quite 1 yet. It's like 0.9 of 1. All right, so you can see that the higher the number, the harder the surface. So if I type in 1 here, and make sure I click and drag up, that way I get all of them. Type in 1, and now they're all absolutely rock hard. So what that means is now, when I grab this bone, and I have to turn bones back on, I can now go in here and rotate it up, but you can see not a whole lot of surface right here is being influenced by this bone anymore. And I still have some stray vertices over here that I might not have gotten. Now let's just keep it screwed up. I'm going to keep it like this. And I'm going to go back to this mesh and go highlight the vertices. And you can see these are green. Okay, you can see a green and a brown. Okay, these green ones are telling me these are the ones that need help. Okay, so here, I'm going to grab that mesh, go to vertice, turn off the bone, grab these vertices, and go in here to the root, and I'm going to find a whole bunch of staggered ones and zeros. So page all the way down, type in 1. There we go. Now if I look back at the scene, yes, it is in quite fixed. Okay, now I just kind of boggle the thing up and down, and sure enough, now the body does not move. Okay, so another quick method of doing this, well, there really is no quick method, but here's pack 1. So what I could do is just quickly jump into pack 1, grab all the vertices. The biggest, hardest thing here is remembering to turn off the bones half the time. I do that all the time still. And that's pack 1. I just go to pack 1 and type 1, and bam, there it is. Now when I move that bone, turning it on, the backpack moves up and down. And you can see I missed a few. That's always the case too. It's like, even if you highlight it from this side, if you hold shift and click out, sometimes you'll have a better grab on it. 1. Okay, I'm just going to kind of rotate this around, see something. And see how I had to go over to the other side and actually grab those bones in order to get it. That happens a lot. Okay, so that's one method of fixing this up, and now I got to show you a couple other methods. So in the next video, I'll show you a little bit more.